Hi everyone, Peter here from Flow High Performance, and in this presentation we're going to be covering a new video series called the 4 Pillars of Strength and Conditioning Training. So this first video is just going to be an introduction to the video series and also outline what's to come. So the 4 pillars that we're talking about are speed, power, strength and endurance. And these are basically 4 categories that make up the physical performance of athletes, at least from a physical standpoint. So I've called them pillars because I've made the analogy here that these are 4 pillars holding up this beam, which is physical performance. So for coaches, we can categorize all our training into these 4 categories, or these 4 pillars. So the reason I've done this is because most sports or training, the physical preparation training for sports requires some form of training of each component. So most athletes will have some form of speed training, some form of power training, some form of strength training, and some form of endurance training. And for athletes or coaches to understand these pillars or these categories can allow us to train without blurred lines. So we're not basically confusing ourselves by doing some sort of exercise and being unsure of what quality we're actually trying to achieve, or what we're trying to develop. So for example, if I've got a soccer player, in terms of speed training, they'll probably need some sort of acceleration, some sort of maximum speed training, and some sort of change of direction ability training. And these are not all created equal. You might have different emphasis on different qualities at different times of the year. But the point is that they all fall under the category of speed training. And same thing with the other categories. So power training, we might have some low load power, so basically moving low loads as fast as possible, and some sort of plyometrics to capitalize on the stretch shortening cycle. But these do both fall under the category of power, at least in my classification. And then in terms of strength training, a soccer player probably doesn't need too much of the hypertrophy type work, but maximum strength might be of benefit to a soccer player. And then in terms of endurance, general aerobic capacity, intermittent endurance, repeated sprint endurance. So these are probably the primary things that we're going to train in the endurance category. So we might, again, emphasize different qualities at different times of the year. So we might do some general aerobic capacity training in the off season, and then as we get closer to the season, we might start introducing more intermittent type endurance and maybe some repeat sprint endurance. So this is going to be beneficial for athletes and coaches because, for example, if we're doing some sort of repeated sprint type work, are we working in the speed category or the endurance category? And that's up to the coach to determine. I would determine that as endurance training. Whereas if we're working on 100% maximum linear speed, where we're giving high amounts of rest, etc., that's more in the speed category. So we need to understand these so we have clear distinctions between them. So upcoming for this video series, we're going to have a video on each of the pillars. So we'll have one on speed training, one on power training, on strength training, and then endurance training. And I've specifically done it in this order because this is the same order that we would generally do a training session in. So if we're doing a session that included some sort of speed work, some sort of power work, some strength work, and some endurance work, we'd probably start with the speed and finish with the endurance type work. That's it for this presentation, guys. Make sure you stay up to date with the latest videos that are posted so you can continue with this video series. In the meantime, you can follow Flow High Performance on Facebook and on Instagram, where you'll find these research infographics, which are essentially the latest research summarized into easy to understand pictures so that you can stay up to date with the latest research in sports performance training without actually having to go into the journals yourself and read the entire article. This basically highlights the most important information from that study and makes it easy to understand. So thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. You might enjoy this video here as well, so check it out. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, or check out our latest video posted on this channel. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.